Hi, I'm Cathy Myron, CEO of eSilo. Today, I wanted to do something a little bit different and spend some time helping you get to know our company a little bit better. I don't really get to spend that much time in these videos talking about what we do for our clients, but with cyber attacks on the rise and more businesses falling victim to scams, data loss, and disasters, I think this is the perfect time to share with you an overview of our full range of services. So let's get started. For 20 years, our team of data backup, storage, and data protection experts have been helping small and mid-sized businesses save millions of dollars by planning ahead for and avoiding IT failures and cyber attacks. We have clients in nearly every industry, with a predominance in the highly regulated industries of finance, legal, and healthcare. And we also have police, fire, and EMS departments that trust us with their data, as well as schools and other municipal agencies. But first, I'd like to spend a moment to talk about my own background. I think it's really important to know where you're getting your cybersecurity advice from, and especially because people are rushing into this space today, telling you that they're qualified to advise small businesses on their IT and security risks, even though the scope of what they've done has been limited to maybe their local community, and they don't really have that multi-industry, national, or even global experience. So I wanted to take a minute to let you know that my experience goes beyond eSilo, where I've been a proud woman and minority business owner for the last 4 years. The first 14 years of my career were spent at GE, which at the time was a Fortune 5 company in its own right. And I've spent many years living and working in all the little dots that you see here on the map. This is where I learned the best practices for IT and business resiliency and security, from an entry-level analyst, ultimately rising to become one of their top IT women executives. On a more personal note, I'm a big believer in the idea of digital literacy for all, especially amongst seasoned business owners who started their businesses with much less of the technology that is powering our companies today. And that's why I volunteer my time with the South Florida Tech Hub and as a SCORE business mentor to help people build that competency and that level of comfort when it comes to their technology. When it comes to delivering value for our clients, I think about eSilo as a resource in these 5 main buckets. Our core business is data protection. It's all about backups and keeping your information safe. How we can help you recover systems after an attack by replacing files that are deleted by mistake or corrupted by some software glitch. Teaching employees how to avoid scams that lead to data loss in the first place, and how they can be safer both at work and at home. And proactively giving your entire business a once-over, to uncover gaps in your defenses and guide you in how to close those holes. And then, because all small businesses are unique in their own right and have a variety of tools that they need, we work with partners that we can connect you with to secure everything from home networks for your remote workers to helping you get the best rates for cybersecurity insurance so that you know that you've got all of your bases covered. So you might be wondering, where should I start? How do I even begin to get my arms around everything that I need to do from a cybersecurity perspective? What you're looking at here is our proprietary blueprint process. And where we start is in the center. This is the outcome that our clients are paying for. We're delivering comprehensive protection for your business from threats to your IT systems and information. And when we do this, you experience less downtime, fewer issues, and greater confidence, so you can focus on your business and not get distracted by problems with your systems or data. I want you to stop and think about it for a moment. What does 1 hour or 1 day of business downtime cost your company? And I want you to think about it not just in terms of lost revenue, but also lost productivity because your team is distracted from their day jobs, damage to your brand or to your customer trust, and the out-of-pocket expenses you would need to incur to resolve the issues that caused the downtime in the first place. I was reading a study by IDC, and they said that the cost of downtime amongst small businesses was $8,000 to $25,000 per hour. And the larger companies, the cost is even higher. So how do we help you avoid that downtime and build a foundation for security? So we start in the upper left. By exposing your gaps or identifying your top risks, we can understand where is your risk driven by your industry and regulatory requirements that are common to everyone in your space, or where are some risks driven by the places that you do business, so maybe different states or countries, or on the assets that you have in the business and the specifics for how you conduct your business, how you take payments, what type of information you hold on your customers, etc., etc. Once we understand that, we can help guide you to secure your future. And what do I mean by that? I believe in starting with the end goal that you seek and working backwards. So we want to help you plan for the day when you have an issue, whether that's a full-fledged cyber attack or a basic mistake, some sort of human error. And you want to know that no matter what happens, you have recourse. You know how to respond. You have a plan. You have a set of backups. And you know that you can rapidly resume your operations, ideally within a matter of hours, if not minutes, following an incident. And once we've got that reactive, responsive plan in place, then we look at how do we improve your protections, right? How do we focus on prevention in the first place? We don't just focus on tools. In fact, almost everyone else starts with the tools first, and we look at the tools last. Why? Because everyone else is paid to sell you those tools, and they usually get compensated for it. But after years working with large, complex enterprises, I know that a pile of tools implemented without a clear strategy for how they'll be managed and monitored is still going to leave you holes in your security and holes in your wallet. So I like to start from the top down. We want a clear set of policies for what is and isn't acceptable within your company when it comes to your security posture. And then we want to outline what elements of that security is the company going to provide centrally for the benefit of all, and what is actually the responsibility of each individual employee or user. Then we identify tools that help us fulfill these requirements and, of course, train your people on those tools. Then we move to the bottom left. So once we've done those three things, we've exposed your gaps, secured your future with a set of recovery plans, and improved or established your foundation for a good security program, we then look to go the last mile to leverage those investments to ensure your clients know how seriously you're taking their security and how you're able to get the best insurance rates from your insurers because of the controls that you've put in place. And of course, we want to make sure that you have the evidence and documentation you need for any regulatory compliance review, certification, or inquiry that might come your way. And when we've covered all four spokes on the wheel, you have less business downtime. And less downtime means more revenue and more profits on your bottom line. And if you're really clever and you followed me along, you'll see that the 5 phases of our blueprint align perfectly to the letters ESILO to spell eSilo. When it comes to our company's track record, our customers and partners have been very vocal. Many MSPs have been using eSilo for their clients for over 15 years. And that's trust that's earned over time and proven and reproven to Jesse and the team at Rapid PC every time we recover one of their clients from a cyber attack. And we're in this business because we want to make an impact. The greatest impact we can have is when a controller or CFO tells us that without our services, they might not have survived. But it doesn't just end with our clients. I believe in helping all businesses be smarter and better informed about their online risks and how to avoid cyber attacks. Having come from a Fortune 10 company, I know what the enterprise community is doing, the tools they use, the best practices they follow, and how to comply with the different security and privacy regulations and things like that. But very few small businesses are even aware of a fraction of these resources and strategies. That's why we give back to our small business communities by offering free cybersecurity training through our local SCORE chapter and by publishing our educational videos on YouTube, which you can find at eSilo.com/YouTube. So let's shift gears now and dive into our services. The first is our Offsite backup services. This is typically where small businesses start when they begin working with eSilo. And by having a good set of offsite backups, you can ensure that you're protecting your systems from hardware failures, software-driven data corruption, accidents, and of course, bad actors and cyber attacks. But where I feel like eSilo is different than almost every other backup provider out there is how we take you from installation to restoration. And what that means is that we help you with the end-to-end process. Everything from installing the software and configuring it properly to applying backup policies and monitoring their performance. And then, of course, when you need to recover a system or a file, we're there for you to guide you through the entire process. And so the way that we do this is we're able to pair 20 years of our own backup and recovery expertise with cutting-edge software from Veeam. For those of you who don't know, Veeam is the #1 cloud data backup and resiliency provider across the globe. They service 80% or more of the Fortune 500, and because they typically focus on enterprise clients, their solutions have largely been unreachable to the small business market until now. By partnering with a company like Veeam, we're able to use their highly robust software, pair that with our innovative approach to ZFS and efficient performance storage management, and deliver to you a fully comprehensive solution that is really tuned to the needs of a small business, yet robust enough to meet almost any type of requirement that you have from a backup perspective. This is a snapshot of the variety of different platforms that we can now protect under the eSilo umbrella, whether it's public cloud instances, virtualization on VMware or Hyper-V, any number of the NAS environments or network attached storage, and of course, Windows, Mac, and Linux workstations. Moving on, one of the other areas that businesses often come to us looking for help and guidance with is in understanding their security posture. We offer 2 types of assessments, a lightweight one, which we call a security health check, and one that's a bit more detailed and involved, which we are calling our detailed security audit. Depending on where you are in your life cycle and what you're looking for, our lightweight self-assessment driven tool might be the best choice for you. This allows a smaller or maybe unregulated business or one that has a lower cybersecurity maturity, right? This is your first time really assessing your overall health. It's going to give you a great and detailed report on how you stack up in a number of important control areas and give you some best practice guidance so that you can address those gaps and raise your level of maturity. But if you're a larger business, operate in a regulated field, or this is not your first rodeo and you want to do a readiness assessment to see how far your organization has come in addressing previously identified gaps, then a detailed security audit might be more for you. It's similar to the health check in the sense that you're going to get a score and a detailed action plan, but it's also going to be much more comprehensive where we're looking at every aspect of the IT within your business, helping to give you clarity on the top risk areas to address immediately, and then of course giving you your customized management action plans so you know how to address them and you can pass that along to your team. Here's an example of some of those reports where you can see the red, yellow, green clearly identifying the different areas to focus on. And then if you need a little bit more guidance to implement some of these solutions, we offer virtual CIO and CISO services. So CIO stands for Chief Information Officer, and CISO stands for Chief Information Security Officer. So depending on what you need, these are fractional senior level resources that will work with your leadership team to do everything from definition of strategy and policy framework to solution recommendation and project oversight. We'll also handle all of your board and management level reporting so that your team sees clearly from the top all the way down what are the highest risk areas to be focused on and have the budgets and the resources to go ahead and implement those things. Lastly, after watching this, I can imagine that you have tons of questions. And since every organization starts this journey from a different place, the best way for me to help you is for us to hop on a short baselining call. When we meet, whether that's going to be by video or phone, we'll review your current practices and get you answers to questions like, well, how might this look for my business? Can you tell me if what I'm doing today is good enough? And where should we start? I hope that you found this informative. I look forward to connecting with you on a call or maybe just on LinkedIn, and would encourage you to follow us on YouTube if you would like to see more cybersecurity tips and videos. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.